All right, I'm going to briefly talk about color in this video. It should be a relatively short video. I just want to talk about color contrast and how it can affect readability, and also how you can use color to help organization. I talked about that already, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it again. So the first thing I'm going to do is introduce you to this website that I really love. It's called colorlovers.com, and I linked to it on the homepage for this class. I want you to check it out. It's a great site. This site is a user-based website. In other words, users contribute information to it. Everything in here is contributed by users, kind of like any other social networking site. Facebook, MySpace, YouTube are all user-generated content. This site is by designers for designers, and what you do is you come up with colors that you like, and you submit them to the site. You give them a name, and then people can rate them, and people can look at them. You can also create color palettes. In other words, combinations of colors. These are all color schemes. A color scheme is a combination of colors that should look good together or work well together. All right? And these are all 5-color schemes. Your website should have a good, consistent color scheme. In other words, you should pick a maximum of 5 colors and stick to using just those colors on your website. The more color you add into your website, the more confusing your website can get. We saw some websites earlier on in the first video that use colors just willy-nilly. They use the colors all over the place, different colors everywhere, and things lacked organization. They were hard to read, and overall they were just bad-looking websites. To create a good, easy-to-read, consistent-looking website, well-designed website, we want to stick with a consistent color scheme. So what you might want to do is just start by looking through the palette section, going to top. This is user rated, so we can look at the top rated color palettes, okay? And just sort of scan down and pick a color palette that you like. I kind of like this one. And when you click on the color palette, you can look at a summary of that palette, look at all the individual colors, and it gives you the hexadecimal value here, which we could enter, or the RGB value that we could enter in CSS, and it would give us that color. So let's say I wanted to use this color. I want to use this color for my body copy, or better yet, this color right down here. This is a nice one for body copy. Copy it. Save it. I can go and refresh this, and I've changed the color. You can't really see it, but the color is changed. It's so subtle. So that's color lovers. There are all sorts of different colors you can pick from, all sorts of different color palettes. When you do your final website, maybe you'll get your inspiration for your color scheme from color lovers. Take one directly if you want. That's fine by me. A lot of these people on this website are design students or even professional designers that are really into color and the relationships. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about color combinations that are difficult to read. I'm going to change the background color to black really quickly. Save it, refresh it, and I've got to change the middle column to black too, I guess. Save it, refresh it, and I'm going to show you some bad color combinations. So, bright colors against dark backgrounds are very difficult to read. The reason is they create a high contrast color relationship, and it creates a sort of vibration when you look at it. This really tires the eyes. The more you have to look at this and the more you have to read this, it really starts to make the eyes tired, and it makes this stuff really difficult to read. Okay? Other things. High contrast against high contrast. So if I made this color purple, bright and vibrant next to bright and vibrant is very difficult to read. So if you go super light, bright colors like a yellow against another very high energy color like a bright purple, you're going to have text that will be very difficult to read, and it'll tire the eye out as you read it. Okay? Good combinations are dark against light. So if I went to this Color Lovers here, I could use this as a background color. This light color, sort of light greenish blue, and then use a darker color for my text. Maybe I'll use the dark brown that they had in here that I liked so much. Save it. And this should be relatively easy on the eyes. That's relatively easy on the eyes. The reason is we're so used to reading black against white. I mean, that's what we see in newspapers. That's what we see in books. That's what we see pretty much everywhere we read. So if you go dark against light like this, you're probably going to have a good, easy-to-read color combination. This is actually very comfortable. I could look at a whole website that reads with this color combination. So for using colors on a website, pick colors that you're going to use through the entire website. Pick a maximum of 5 colors. Each of those colors will serve a purpose. One color will be good for body copy, probably your darkest one. One of them will be for display, so for your H1s, H2s, and H3s, your headings and subheadings. One of them will be background colors. One of them might be border colors, and so on and so forth. But don't go more than 5 colors. Have every single color used consistently throughout your entire website. They're always doing the same thing. So subhead color is always the subhead color. Body copy color is always the body copy color. So that's color.